Right. Welcome, everyone, to the Bucks County Living Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Neff, your real estate resource. Today, I am joined by the president and COO of Visit Bucks County, Paul Bencivengo. Hey, Paul, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Alex.
Thank you so much for coming out today. I'm really excited to dive into Visit Bucks County and what you guys do because it's such a wonderful organization to attract a lot of people to Bucks County and really make my job a heck of a lot easier. Because if they fall in love with the area, all I got to do is find them a house. It's really simple. So,
Exactly.
what is Visit Bucks County, and could you talk about like a background of the organization too?
Sure. So we're funded by the occupancy tax. So when someone stays in a hotel, a bed and breakfast, Airbnb, VRBO, there's a 5% tax on that room. There's 11 total. 6 goes to the state, then 5 goes to the county, and then the county then apportions out of that allocation dollars to us to market and promote the county. And essentially, our job is to bring visitors here, to spend money, and then create economic impact, and then support hospitality jobs. And a lot of people don't realize the impact that the tourism and hospitality industry actually has on the local economy. The organization, we're about 10 people right now. Half of the organization, they're marketing professionals. So, we have a director of marketing, and Heather oversees a great team of people that, manage our website, oversee the social media channels. We're across all social channels. Then we have a couple curators of content because we need to produce content all the time, putting it out there. And then the other half of our team works on research, connecting with all the hospitality industry. We call them partners. We have 1,400 partners throughout the county that we market and promote. And along with marketing and advertising, we advocate and support the hospitality industry and might work with local legislators on issues that impact the local industry. And then we also have people that answer the phones, answer live chat, do fulfillment of the visitor's guide when people call up, again, seeking more information about Bucks County.
That is a lot.
I could have kept going. I'm like, let me take a breath and let you answer.
You guys have a full plate over there.
Yeah.
I love the content that you guys put out.
Yeah.
I follow you on TikTok. I follow Visit Bucks on TikTok, and because I'm on TikTok a lot myself.
That's great.
I love it that you go around to different businesses and you highlight some of the beautiful things in Bucks County, and you guys do it to bring tourism here.
Yeah. So we know that the locals also use us as a resource. Mm-hmm. So, we've got the website. You mentioned TikTok. That was recently a direction we had gone in when that platform has generated literally millions of views for Bucks County content. We recently brought Claudia on, we call her like the Bucks County local tourist. And she goes out and, experiences coffee shops and goes to Peddler's Village and Quakertown and all over the county and shares that out. And, in the hopes that people will see that and want to go visit that location, again, creating economic impact and supporting jobs.
I love that.
Yeah.
On average, about how many people a year visit Bucks County?
Yeah, this is a question that we get. And in all the presentations that we do, we ask people to remember these 3 numbers. So this is a 2021 number, and we're still kind of rebounding from the pandemic. But there's 7.5 million people that visited in 2021. So those are people that drove 50 miles and or stayed overnight. So if they drove 30 miles, but they stayed overnight, that's a visitor. Or if they drove more than 50 miles, that's considered a visitor.
Wow.
So 7.5 million people. They generate an economic impact of almost $1 billion. And that's to the local that's to the local economy. So that's people that are, going right to the restaurant and then, are paying for their meal and all, all that stuff, attractions, hotels. Also in that $900 million is kind of, we call the indirect economic impact, where it could be actually the cleaning supply company that works for the, the hotel or, and some people might not think they're part of like the tourism and hospitality industry, but if you're supporting a restaurant, a hotel, an attraction, retail, in another way, you're still part of the industry and part of that $1 billion of economic impact. And then that supports a total hospitality workforce of 25,000 jobs.
Wow.
And that's just in Bucks County alone.
That's incredible because I love it that I mean the numbers are just staggering. 7.5 million people just in 2021. And now we're sitting in March of 23. Eventually we'll get the numbers for 22, but I mean that it probably even grew is my guess. And I love that Bucks County is so small business friendly.
Yeah.
And do you? I don't want to put you on the spot, but out of that $1 billion, do you know how much of that was specifically towards small businesses?
Yeah. So a lot of what we have here in Bucks County are like independent restaurants, but they don't parse out. If people come and they come to Sesame Place, but they go to Red Robin that like is right next door.
Right.
They don't parse out necessarily the economic impact to change chain restaurants or locations as an independent. But what we're really focused on promoting the independent restaurant, the independent retailer, that small business that's in the county, along with our hotels, bed and breakfasts, again, all the attractions that you have from, Quakertown all the way down, to Morrisville and, from Montgomery County's border and all the way over to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, we promote all there is to see and do in Bucks County.
It's a huge county, and I love that you guys are so small business friendly and really just I mean, it's really wonderful to know that their tax dollars are going towards something to help them.
Right.
That's like what's so like heartwarming about it. Is because sometimes sometimes paying taxes feels like it's this endless pit sometimes. And it's just nice to see that you guys are doing such a wonderful job in really trying to promote and bring people to Bucks County.
Yep.
And you had mentioned something interesting because you don't market really in Bucks County.
So locally, yeah. And that's we also, just to clarify too, like it's the people that stay overnight that are paying that tax. So it's really the people that are visiting, and not the locals aren't funding us in any way. It's again those people that come visit and stay overnight. That tax collected by the county is what funds the organization. Wait, your question was? I
appreciate you clarifying that.
Yeah.
So my question is, where do you kind of market?
Yeah, sorry.
But where do you market Bucks County? Because that's what you guys are. You're the tourism and marketing and travel center for Bucks County. So where?
So again, we know that locals use us. Again, they follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. We're on Twitter as well. The website, gets 5 million views a year. But our primary markets for marketing are New York, North Jersey. We're doing stuff in like the Harrisburg, Hershey, Lancaster, York area. And then we're also marketing down in Washington, D.C. and other areas outside of Bucks County. So for the majority of people usually don't see our advertising because, again, it's happening, externally. And we love when we'll get those messages from somebody that might say like, oh, my cousin that was on Long Island saw the Bucks County commercial and they messaged me and I'm so excited they want to come down and see, the Shady Brook Farm Light Show or come to Peddler's Village or Sesame Place. And we love when we get those messages and we know the marketing is really impacting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I joined a networking group, the Brian Hughes Business Connections.
Yeah.
And every single person, with the exception of like 2 or 3 people in that group, are all from New York.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. They live in Bucks County. They work in Bucks County. They own businesses in Bucks County. And they're all New Yorkers. So clearly, you're, like I said earlier, your marketing to attract people to Bucks County is working.
Yeah.
And they're not just staying here for one night. They're staying here for a lifetime. They're raising their families here.
And that's, we'd love to be part of that ecosystem of like live, work, and play all here. So if someone comes and visits and they love the experience, they fall in love with the county, and then they eventually move here, maybe open a business here. So that's why we work very closely with the other economic development agencies in the county that look to bring businesses here. And also, promote Bucks County as a great place to raise a family. And again, consider ourselves just part of that whole ecosystem here in this great county that we live in.
Awesome. How did you get into this? Because I'd love to learn more about you as an individual to become the president of such a
Yeah.
wonderful organization. How did you get into that?
Yeah. I'll try and, make it, it's a long story, though, kind of make it short, but I will say that, we're, a lot of people aren't aware that there's jobs in tourism marketing, just like there's, jobs at any marketing, Comcast to market them or any other consumer goods. There's professionals that market destinations, and there's a destination marketing organization. There's two within the city of Philadelphia. There's one in every county that surrounds Philadelphia, and pretty much almost every county within Pennsylvania, and every major city and county across the United States. And so I kind of fell into a position. I had a marketing undergraduate degree, and then I had a master's both from Temple University, from the School of Sport and Tourism, and I was working for a spinoff of And One, so it was called HoopsTV.com, and we just covered basketball. And I always loved kind of the intersection of marketing and technology is kind of where I lived. Even when I was in high school and college, I just loved computers and I loved marketing. So long story short, I end up at this internet. We were just doing basketball, all basketball content, and they were looking to stream basketball games. This is around 2000. So the streaming part of basketball, it just wasn't there yet. The experience was not there. And eventually the investors were like, okay, we need to start delivering ROI, the whole tech bust. And a friend of mine had heard about a job at the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau. They were launching a website and all of their kind of, back then it was called e-communications. Now we use the word digital, but their whole like e-newsletters and all that. And he knew that Hoops TV was closing, and I was the webmaster at the time. So I was one of the last employees to be cut. I was like coming in, publishing the website to the end. And he's like, reach out to this Convention and Visitors Bureau. I think this would be a great fit. I'm like, what in the world is a Convention and Visitors Bureau? What do they do? So I reach out, and it was creating the website that markets Philadelphia for meetings, conventions, large sporting events, group tours, and international travel. And it was a great opportunity. I interviewed, I got the job, had a great mentors there, and Bill Gehrman, Daniel Kahn, Tom Muldoon, Jack Ferguson, just some of the names in the industry that brought me along. And so from launching their website and their suite, went on to like doing marketing campaigns for the city. There's two organizations in Philly. One is the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Then the other is Visit Philadelphia. Visit Philadelphia focuses on the consumer marketing, leisure travel. And then was there for about 8-9 years. And then I ended up moving to Bucks County, was a resident. And then the opportunity to be the director of marketing in Bucks County opened up, and eventually moved, became the director of marketing, did that for maybe 5 years or so, became a vice president. And then in 2019, Jerry Lepping, who was the president, retired. And then I became the president of the organization. Our building got struck by lightning, the visitor center struck by lightning. The pandemic came, and here we are.
And here we are.
But we've got a great team. We have an amazing team of content professionals at Visit Bucks County that love what they do. We love promoting, like you said, small businesses. That a lot of our museums are nonprofits that are just awesome, and the industry has great people to work with. So we love our job, and again, at the end of the day, we feel like we're making a difference because you're bringing people here again to spend money, create economic impact, and support jobs.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And it's clear that you're so passionate about
Yeah.
not just marketing, but marketing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, and supporting small businesses. And if, like we want to keep looking forward, but during the pandemic, there was a lot of pivoting in regard to like small businesses, especially restaurants that were trying to, extend their premises to like create, outdoor seating and things of that nature. And we advocated for that. And, we're in touch with our local legislators to support all the laws locally and at the state level that had to be passed in order to have like drinks to go and some of those things.
Yeah.
So again, we like to also advocate on behalf of the industry when there's something that one of our partners just needs support on.
So is Visit Bucks like an official like government organization?
We are not. We're a separate nonprofit 501c6 from the county of Bucks. And again, we're really typical of other, Montgomery County, our neighbors right next door. They're great people. Same thing. They're a separate organization from their county government, but funded by a tax. And that's a law that's in Harrisburg, like state law of how an occupancy tax works. That it goes to an officially designated tourism organization. So we are officially designated as the tourism agency for the county of Bucks.
Okay.
Again, marketing and promoting the county. And we've had great relationships with the commissioners. They're very supportive of the hospitality industry. And again, understand like the economics behind making sure more people come and visit that may move here, open small businesses here, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, bringing $1 billion in economic impact just to our county is no small feat.
Yeah.
And that's just from the people that stayed overnight.
Yeah.
That's nothing to be said for the people that just come for a day trip.
Right.
So we're in such a position where you could be, anywhere in the world in an hour and a half. You could be on Long Island. You could be in New Jersey. You could be in DC 2 hours away. You could be anywhere. And just come for the day. And
a lot of people understand the leisure travel aspect of, it's, me and my partner or my family or, solo travel. But there's also a few other markets that we, look to promote Bucks County. That's weddings. So weddings and special celebrations. After leisure travel, weddings generate a lot of overnight room nights for Bucks County because brides and grooms that are in maybe New York and Philadelphia and want to come up here and have, that countryside, have their wedding or their ceremony in a unique location. We've got lots of unique places, beautiful wedding venues, wineries, and places like that where you can have a wedding. Even like tour groups, we market to them, small meetings as well, and sports tournaments, that come to Bucks County. We look to welcome them to create, and generate overnight room nights.
Yeah, we got it all here.
Yeah. So as the example, like the Columbus Cup, for the people kind of in the lower part of the county, and there's softball tournaments that happen up in the upper part of the county. But the Columbus Cup that's in Yardley, that, fills up hotel rooms all around, the Yardley, Newtown, Langhorne area. Again, in October, generating, again, economic impact, supporting jobs, filling up the restaurants when those tournaments, multi-day tournaments come in.
Yeah. What would you say are some of your favorite events throughout the year within Bucks County?
So this is a great question, and there's so many different great events. Obviously the Peddlers Village has lots of festivals throughout the day. There's Harvest Day that happens in Yardley. But I would probably say a lot of the festivals that happen in Peddlers, and then we've got unique ones too that happen. New Hope puts on a Pride event that happens in New Hope. And we've actually have 2 additional Pride events that happen now in Percy, and Doylestown also has. So Bucks County has some unique events that again draw visitors overnight. But if I had to pick one, I mean, Apple Festival is probably like one of my. I love apples. That's like a classic one. That's here in Bucks County.
Awesome. I love to hear it.
But you can go to visitbuckscounty.com/events to find out all the great events that happen throughout the year.
Yeah, there's plenty of them too. I mean, it's such a beautiful, huge county. There's always something to do. And I wanted to also talk about some of the perks of signing up for the Visit Bucks newsletter or even becoming a partner with
Yeah.
Visit Bucks County? How would you go about that?
Yeah. So anyone can sign up for our e-newsletter. If you just go to the website and there's a box there on the homepage to sign up. We send out just one a month, so we're not spamming people all the time with it's once a month, and we'll kind of give like here's what's coming up for the next month on things to see and do in the county. The way that you want to find out what's happening like this weekend and content that comes more on a regular basis, I would say follow us on social media. So again, find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're still on Twitter, but probably not as active, and mostly active again on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok now.
Awesome.
With content that's great content. And then, excuse me, the advantages of being a partner is there's no cost. Again, funded by the overnight occupancy tax. So there's no cost for a restaurant, or attraction, brewery, winery, whatever you may be, to work with us. You just have to reach out, and the advantages is that you'll get marketed through our channels. And again, we really focus on unique, independent, visitor friendly businesses here in the county.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys got a full plate over there. It sounds like you're doing a lot of different things, and it's
Yeah.
all for the same purpose of like promoting Bucks County.
Yeah, and moving people around the county. So a couple of years ago, we developed the Bucks County Ale Trail, if you're familiar. So
Oh,
that's where we started to promote this brewery and then that brewery, and then we're like, we need to create this cohesive brand. And so it's essentially just kind of putting all the breweries under this one marketable umbrella called the Ale Trail. And then we created a passport. So you visit 5 or more breweries. Really, you visit 5 and you get the T-shirt. We want people to visit more than 5, but you just visit 5 and you get a free T-shirt. And it's a passport you download, you put it on your phone, and when you go there, you check into it. You get a code that the brewery gives you, and you check in. And that has gone gangbusters. We have distributed more than, I think, 6,000 T-shirts since the launch, and these are people that are outside and inside of Bucks County, and that's just helping move people around from town to town. Bucks County is made up of great small towns within the county, and I would say I'll come back to a couple other things that we're doing, but we really encourage locals to go to the website, and so many people do not realize like what is in their backyard. And I find a lot of people, even like within this like Newtown, Yardley area, kind of where we are, they tend to don't go to Doylestown. And there's such great restaurants and shops and museums in Doylestown. Font Hill is truly a hidden gem. If you have not been to Font Hill, I find a lot of people have been to like the Mercer and the Mitchell, maybe through school that grew up in Bucks. Font Hill is where Henry Mercer lived. Maybe you need to be a little bit older to kind of really appreciate it, but it's amazing. It's where he lived, and it's like a stone castle, concrete castle. And again, there's now so much development in Percy, in Quakertown. A lot of people know New Hope and all the restaurants and bars, and they've recently had three places within the last few years that have opened, with the River House at Odette's, the Logan Inn, which was recently redone, and then Stella and the Ghost Light Inn. And then there's Ferry Market, which is like a mini Reading terminal market. I mean, I could go on and on, but we encourage people to, again, like, check out the small towns that are, you don't have to drive all the way into the city and down 95 to find some great restaurants, some great arts and culture. There's Bristol Riverside Theater, the Bucks County Playhouse, Sellersville Theater, New Hope Winery. All these places do like live music or theater, and they're right here. And again, it's you can go downtown, you can grab dinner, you can see a show, and then grab a drink afterward. And all you got to do is just a little bit of research.
yeah.
And you can email us, or even call us, and our someone at the visitor services team can assist you in helping with some ideas.
And all of this is available on the website.
All of it's available on our website, and we really encouraged locals as well to use our hashtags. because there's only so much content we can generate ourselves. We love to take that content that's been posted by, someone that's maybe come from New York or Jersey or come from Philadelphia, and they post on Instagram or wherever it may be. We love to take that and, share it. But we encourage the locals to use the hashtags because that's how we'll also see some of that content. So our hashtags are Eat in Bucksco, Drink in Bucksco, Explore in Bucksco, or Stay in Bucksco. Or even if you use, if you hashtag Visit Bucks County or even tag us, we'll see that. But we encourage, again, the Eat in Bucksco, Drink in Bucksco, Explore in Bucksco. And if you look at our Instagram posts and you kind of see the ones that we use, those are the ones that the team is kind of always scrolling through and looking for great content.
Wow.
That's a lot. I could keep going about all there is to see and do, but again,
there's so much to do here.
Yeah.
There really is so much to do, and that's one of the reasons that we're both Northeast Philly kids, so we now we're living the Bucks County dream.
Yeah.
And it really, the Northeast is great, but I had no idea that 15 minutes away there was this beautiful county of trees and grass and space and just I thought I had to go into Center City, Philadelphia to experience good drink, good entertainment, but it was all here. It was all in Bucks County too.
And I know you've asked too, like, where's a great place to grab a meal? And there are so many restaurants, independent restaurants, that sometimes I almost hate that question because I don't want to call some particular restaurants out. But, there's great restaurants right within Peddler's Village. There's a handful there where, like, Earl's is really cool. Buttonwood Grill has a huge bar area that's really cool. But Caleb's American Kitchen is right there in Lahaska. Black Bass, if you've never been there, that's on the river, kind of in Upper Bucks County, central to Upper Bucks County. The Washington House, the Washington Crossing Inn, the Plumsteadville Inn. So Plumsteadville Inn, we used to have this where we would go to Nakamixon. We would do kind of the bike trail at Nakamixon and then grab a burger at the Plumsteadville Inn. So it was a really cool place. And again, we encourage people to explore the county. You may have heard of Ringing Rocks. A lot of people have not been. The other one is Van Zant Airport, where they have these, these old airplanes, biplanes, that, people that have biplanes as their hobby, these flyboys, they call them, will land on a grass field. And Van Zant does some programming there themselves, and they've shown movies in the past and had events or festivals. But you can go there and just watch people fly their planes and land. And you can also do lessons, or not lessons, or you can take a ride.
Oh, wow.
In one of the biplanes from Van Zant Airport, which is again something really cool, unique, and different. And if you go, I think Claudia did a TikTok on it. We also have a lot of content on YouTube. But there is a TikTok on Van Zant. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. So next, I like to move into a section called the Big Three.
Oh, yeah.
The Big Three are the three questions that I ask everybody that comes onto the show.
Yeah.
So my first question, Paul, is what do you think makes Bucks County a great place to live?
I feel like because there's just we've got everything right here. There's, again, great arts and culture scene. Great restaurants, great people, and we're made up of a lot of different just small towns. So you don't need to go far to have a little bit of a different experience. And it's, again, just right here within your backyard, and the area is, beautiful. We encourage people to take the ride up River Road if you've never done that. Everybody's heard of the towpath. Do the towpath, park your car at the Continental Tavern, walk down to the towpath, and leave the phone in the car and just enjoy the walk, enjoy the nature walk. And if you can do, I can't remember if it's 4 miles maybe to Washington Crossing Historic Park, and then it's a handful more up to New Hope, and even you can keep going all the way even to Easton. But again, there's just lots of great natural beauty here.
Yeah. Either leave the phone in the car or listen to this episode of the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Bring your phone. Just lock it on the podcast.
Awesome. So next is what are some of your favorite restaurants in Bucks County? You had named a few
Yeah.
in Peddler's Village and throughout the county already.
Yeah.
But where's
So,
like a couple of your go-to spots? Friday night, you're looking for something to do. Where are a couple of your spots that you go to?
yeah. So some of those, I guess, would. So we're down again, like in the Newtown, Yardley area, and yeah. There, I mean, there's Iron Hill is a great place as well. There's so many new ones that are opening up in Newtown. We encourage people again to keep an eye on our social that we promote. All those on there. And yeah, I had already mentioned some restaurants, and I was going to pivot to also mention the wineries as well. So we've talked about the beer, and a lot of the breweries do food trucks. So I know it's like restaurants, but there are a lot of great food trucks that are moving around the scene in Bucks County. And those are small businesses themselves that are supporting another small business in the brewery. So we encourage people to keep an eye on when the local breweries post about the food trucks coming, and we see a lot of people that do that. They'll follow a food truck, they'll grab their food, they'll go in and have a great time at a brewery. And then there's also the Bucks County Art and Wine Trail, which was recently launched. We have a lot of great wineries here in the county. There's Sandcastle Winery, which is in Upper Bucks, and then at the base is the Golden Pheasant Inn, which is, I'm coming back to the question of like a really quaint and really cool restaurant. And then I guess back to where, if it's a Friday night, we love Cafe Antonio.
Oh yeah, right in Morrisville.
Which is in Morrisville. We always have a great meal there, and they do great pastas as well. But yeah, there's so many. Again, we encourage you to go to visitbuckscounty.com and check out some of the great places here in the county.
Yeah, for sure. And in reference to your food truck going to the different breweries around here, we actually had on one of the previous episodes Lunchbox.
Yeah.
It was voted the #1 food truck in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We had Stiggs on here with his partner, a social media guy, T Drama. They came on here and did an episode with us, and just a great group of guys.
Yeah.
And some tremendous food.
Yeah. One of our favorite food trucks, and I'm not sure where they're based out of, but El Sabor.
Yeah.
They do incredible birria tacos. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but they do this like ramen thing. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's all. El Sabor.
You're making me hungry. So awesome. And my last question, Paul, is where can people find out more about you and visit Bucks County?
Yeah. So if you go to Visit Bucks County, you can find out more about what we do, how to get involved. People always say like, how can I support the hospitality industry? And I would always say, go partake in the hospitality industry. Go to an independent restaurant. Go to one of the local attractions you maybe haven't been to in a long time. Then there's a lot of our, like the Michener Museum, the Mercer Museum. They have rotating exhibits that come through there. Visit one of the local breweries. We just had 2 more open up. Mystic Ways and Van Loo's have opened up in Percy. More recently, within the last couple of years, Aristeas over in Langhorne, Newtown Brewing Company, just a stone's throw from us here. I didn't want to get into starting to name the breweries because now we're have more than 25. Mm-hmm. There's a couple more coming this year. If you go to our website, there's a What's Ahead press release that we just posted about all the new breweries, winery, restaurants that are opening this year. So when people are like, what do we do this weekend? That's where, again, come to visitbuckscounty.com. And all of our team is also posted there if you're interested in, hospitality as a career. And even if you have a son or daughter that's trying to, they want to be in the hospitality industry or they want to be an event planner. We hear that sometimes. We're happy to do informational interviews. We do ourselves. We bring on an intern kind of every, semester. And in the past, we brought on, journalism majors that might be writing or editing content or they do research. Now we've got an intern that works with Claudia that goes out helping her shoot and film with TikTok and YouTube videos. So there's a whole, vast array of jobs and careers beyond, if the front line and the back of the house. There's marketing and sales teams at all the attractions. Again, restaurants also need support. There's a lot of we know some consultants that will work with restaurants to promote them, with their openings or specials and things like that. So the hospitality industry has opportunity for careers.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate everything that you do for Bucks County because, like I said, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. You're making my job really, really easy.
Yeah.
Not just with having the podcast, but also with selling real estate and being able to, you attract the people here and I try and get them to stay.
Yeah.
So
No, we thank you for helping to amplify our message. And again, we encourage people too that if you follow us on social, like share our posts. When you see our post of like top 10 things to do, we do a lot of those types of posts. Share them on your Facebook post, repost them on your Instagram story. Because that could, again, just helps create more economic impact for small businesses in the county.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
awesome.
Alex.
Thank you so much, Paul. And as always, I'm your host, Alex Neff. Make sure to reach out if you have any questions about Bucks County living.